It is so beautiful today. Sorry, I'm a bit raspy because, well, I'm a little bit out of breath and a bit thirsty. It's got a little bit hazy now, the weather, but still equally as beautiful. I just can't get over this beautiful scenery. And I was thinking, quite often when I'm walking, I've realised that I talk to myself quite a lot, which is a bit weird, but I thought, well, why don't I just whip out my camera and either use the footage or not. But I was just thinking, I think it might be due to rain tomorrow. So my thoughts are, if the weather's not great tomorrow and I don't manage to get out and walk or something, it might be quite nice to do myself a nice cozy roast, because I moved to this area maybe just over a week ago. I think I have to go, I'm not sure, I'll just carry on. And it's not rained yet, I mean, which is great. It's been so I wonder, it's just been so beautiful, which is really, really lucky for April. But it might also be quite nice. Oh, look at that building over there. I think over there that is Stowe House. Well, it definitely is Stowe House. Which I think it is. It's now a school. But obviously, I think it's owned by the National Trust anyway. So the general public, they can go through and have a look around the gardens, some of the rooms. But it has to be during term off time, I believe. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that soon. Hopefully, I can walk around the perimeter of it and sort of. I think I'm able to see some of the follies and things like that. I love just watching people walk and talk, and I obviously don't want to do that when I'm like in the middle of a village or something. Not just yet anyway. So yeah, I'm just sort of practicing. I guess this is going to be my practice run, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. You can see there's a few people over there. I'm sure that they're probably walking up to the gardens. And there's an animal here. It looks like a cow. There's two cows, but I can't see any other cows, which is a bit odd. And there's some sort of... If you guys are from this area, please let me know. But I'm not quite sure what that building is over there. Don't know whether you guys can see, but there's a little... I think that's a folly, but there's a little deer just running over there. Probably can't see on the camera. I think it's a deer. Well, I know there's lots of breeds of deer, so I think it's one of them. It's very small. Just trying to get up to this little folly here. There he is. See? I don't know if you can see. So cute. So beautiful. I hope you guys can see with the sun. Oh, he's coming through the fence. Oh, it's not a deer. Oh, it is a deer. What is he? Oh, look how beautiful. Oh, that is so beautiful. Try and stay as still as possible. Try and zoom in. gosh. If anybody ever asks me, what does your heaven look like when you meet the pearly gates? I will say this is what heaven looks like to me. Absolute silence, solitary, completely alone, in such a beautiful environment, with just surrounded by animals and birds, trees, bees. I love it. So, I think I may have found my other heaven. The smell of these bluebells coming through is just so intense. I guess it's because of the sun, but oh my gosh, and look how beautiful it is. This is my other heaven. So this might be something that most people already know about, but I'm trying to be as wasteless as I possibly can. So part of that journey is I've been really deeply looking into where I buy my vegetables from, where I buy my meat from. So at the moment, I'm trying to buy everything as British and organic as I possibly can. For example, eggs. If it says free range, that just means that they're adhering to guidelines that say these chickens could be raised indoors without any stimulation. It's just that they have a certain amount of space. Whereas with organic free range eggs, it's slightly more expensive, but especially if they're from British farms, that how they're raised and how they're fed, which is mostly outdoors for a good portion of the day, or most of the day rather. But also vegetables, trying to get everything as British and organic as I can. Tomatoes is a bit tricky because they're not in season, but I do buy my tomatoes organic because I just found them so viney, so green. Likewise with most vegetables, the flavours I find are so much more vibrant. But yeah, you can get sort of organic. I drink organic tea. I use organic extra virgin olive oil. Everything I try to do, I'm trying to produce less waste as well in the actual bin. So I hardly ever actually manage to put a bin out because I'm always recycling, doing whatever I can. Or I even reuse these bags. It's just that I only had this one left, so I've got this. But anyway, I was watching one of Mulberry House's videos, and I know this is quite simple, but she had this habit of, so with veg waste, it was sort of like odds and ends in these types of bags where she would freeze it, and it never crossed my mind that I could just freeze it and take out what I needed for whatever recipe it calls for. But also she was going down to the butchers and she was getting, just asking basically for their bones that they've got. And they were selling them for about £1. So that would be something maybe that I'll look into, because I do get my meat from my local butchers, just purely because I know it comes from local farms. Like, for example, the venison is hunted locally in Buckinghamshire. So, so I don't know. I'm amazed. I actually thought this was like a perfect little tip. I've never made soups and things like that out of these. I've never made my own stock, basically. But it's something that I want to look into, because if I freeze it, there's no rush with me trying to find a recipe or trying to figure out what to do with it. But I guess, even though this is quite simple, I mean, I've got garlic, just plonked a few garlics in there, and, the ends of cauliflowers. It's quite muddy, but do you know what? I'm still going to boil it. But yeah, and so if anybody is as clueless as I am in terms of, I mean, I have got a standard knowledge of being wasteless in general, but the deeper you dive into it and the more things that you figure out that you can do, I mean, I feel like an idiot even just saying this to people, but I just thought this was a very, very good tip. Another thing I really want to say is that as part of my organic journey, I guess, I bought this cheese, and I can't tell you, it was so nice. I thought it might be quite intense, but it just is so creamy, so indulgent. I tend to not eat a lot of cheese. I mean, I did make this cauliflower cheese today, which doesn't actually look too appetizing today. I think it's because I used Dalesford organic milk, and obviously that's whole milk, so it's very, very creamy. So maybe not the healthiest, but that was just a sort of treat. But what I do tend to do is I tend to cut off a little corner here and I'll nibble it just to savour it. And oh my gosh, it was just so creamy. And I know this sounds really weird, but it tasted really natural. I know it's a really weird thing to say. Anyway, I ran out of this one, so I bought this one today from Waitrose, and very, very similar actually. It's very, very creamy, but I guess I don't know, maybe it's, I don't know what this wet stain is, but maybe it's, maybe the cows are from a different area, fed something slightly differently, I'm not sure, but it maybe wasn't as intense as this, but it's still very, very, very delicious. And now I feel as though, you know, I've witnessed organic cheese. I'm never going to go back to the standard cheese that we all get, I guess. Hey everyone, so if you managed to make it to the end of this video, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not really, for my first vlog, I'm not really anticipating a huge amount of views or subscribers, but even if it reaches just a few people, I'm grateful anyway. I used to do a little bit of vlogging back in COVID, but it just, people were enjoying it, and I was gaining a few subscribers and things like that, but I guess I started to run out of content just purely because of lockdown and everything like that, and it just kind of went on the back burner. And I love doing content, so whether that's Instagram or TikTok, I love seeing something really beautiful, or if I'm out walking, or if I'm in beautiful scenery, I just think, oh, I wish everybody else could see this, and I just want to show this off. So yeah, that's part of the reason why I wanted to get into vlogging. And it's just a little bit fun, and I know that this was probably a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but as I go forward, hopefully I'll learn a little bit more, and it will hopefully be a little bit more smoother. So yeah, if you have any tips or suggestions, or any feedback, I'll be very, very grateful. And even if it's just to say that you enjoyed it, or whether there's something that you want to see in future, I'll try my best. But yeah, so thank you anyway. I'm very, very grateful, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.